Hello and welcome to A Cup of SpiritualiTea. And we are so glad that you are here with us. Now, this is a space where spirituality feels like having a cozy chat over a cuppa with friends, where each month we explore topics that you've been asking about, from grounding and connecting with angels to understanding chakras, crystals, and so much more. So when you join us, we would like for you to say hello in the comments, like this video, share it with anyone who'd enjoy it, and let us know your thoughts or questions. This show is all about you, your curiosity, your journey, and your growth. And of course, if we don't get to your question in this episode, then don't worry. It may become the topic of a future show. We're here to create a community of learning, connection, and exploration. And most importantly, this is a safe, judgment free space where everyone is welcome to share and grow. So please do say hello in the comments. Hi,
Yeah.
Sally.
Hey, I just want to say how lovely it is. This month has come around so quickly, and it's just so lovely to see you, Ray, and to see everybody. I think what Ray and I are passionate about is about building a community where we can learn from each other and connect with like-minded souls. We want to be a place where if you're brand new to spirituality, or even if you've been on your path for a while, there's always something new to explore and learn about. I mean, I've been on this path for years, and I'm learning stuff all the time. There's never a session or something I do where I don't learn something. And what Ray and I love is being able to pass on these little snippets that we've got over to you so that you can also benefit from what we've been learning during the week. So
Exactly.
let's settle in with your favourite cuppa and dive into this month's topic, which is keep your mind clear and your vibration high, which I think is so important at the moment.
It is. And
But
hello, Amanda from Nova Scotia in Canada.
oh, Nova Scotia, wow. Hey,
Great
I
to
bet it's
see
nice
you
and warm where you are.
here.
And so Ray, why don't you introduce yourself properly for those that don't know you?
Yes, certainly I will do. So I'm Ray, and I'm a spiritual guide and healer, passionate about helping people connect with their divine presence and step into their purpose. And through angelic Reiki, guided meditations, and exploring past and future lives, I support others in healing their past and creating a soul-aligned future. My journey has taught me that with the right tools and guidance, we can all connect with our higher selves, embrace transformation, and live a life of abundance and fulfillment. I'm here to hold the space for you as we explore spirituality together in this safe and supportive community. And Sally?
Well, I'm a psychic. My passion is empowering women. So I facilitate women's circles, women's groups. I do womb healing. My main guide's Mary Magdalene, and I channel Mary Magdalene and share her teachings and wisdom. I thought I might talk a little bit each month about things that have stood out in my work. So I'd say for me, this month it's been past life regression. I've had some most gorgeous past life regressions with people, and we've even been able to ascertain whereabouts they lived, and we've almost got to the right part in that country where they lived. It just needs a bit more googling, we can get there. And also people's past lives have been coming through in the coaching that I've been doing. I'm a trauma-informed women's somatic coach. The idea is that counselling goes so far, and then um, if we have trauma is stored in the body, and that's how we get things like fibromyalgia and different illnesses like that, and autoimmune conditions. And the idea is that through different somatic practices and body scan meditations, dealing with difficult emotions and connecting with that trauma, we're able to release it and then develop tools and skills to prevent us re-getting back into that cycle of depression or anxiety or that kind of thing. Yeah, this month there's been a lot of it's been a lot of ancestral trauma coming through. I don't know, I'm smiling about it, but it's just lovely to see the change from somebody at the start of the process and at the end. So that's really what's been making my soul sing this month.
Yeah, well, as you know, I love the past life stuff. myself, and I'm doing a summit this Saturday, and that's part of my that we're talking about with grounding, how past life regression can actually help you with grounding. So
Perfect.
yeah, so it's amazing that past life stuff is coming up with grounding, which is really what the topic of the show is this week. But Amanda has asked, can you address the state of spirituality in psychiatry? Oh, that's a deep
That's a
one.
very big, all-encompassing question. Are you able to be a bit more specific? Are you talking about how sometimes spiritual awakenings and that kind of thing, um, the mainstream people might see it as a psychotic episode? Are you talking about that kind of thing? Are you talking about how psychiatrists, some of them, are beginning to become more awake and doing more spiritual practices in their work? So if you could clarify, then that is something we might be able to look into either in this session or in a future session, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if we can get a little bit more clarity on that, that would be absolutely amazing. So whilst we're kind of like waiting for that, we might as well get into this topic this week. So do you want to start off?
Yeah, so it's about how to keep my mind clear and vibration high. So the idea is that everything is energy and vibration. Even like the chair you're sitting on right now, although it seems solid, in there are little atoms and molecules, and they are moving around at a very, very slow rate, but that they still have an energy. Colors have a vibration. Oh, lack of acceptance for spirituality. Yeah, that is really massive. And I think that is something we really do need to cover, Ray.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
something we need to.
yeah. So thank you for that, Amanda. If we don't get to it to briefly touch on it today, we will definitely do another show on that one. So
I'd
let me
quite
make
like
a
to
note.
talk
Let me
about
make
it.
a note of
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
I really would like to talk about it. It's a little bit
Mm.
one of my passions, so I actually really would like to talk about that. I'll stick to Amanda, if you don't mind, just talking about vibration for now, and we'll see if we get a time at the end where we can begin to address that because it's a real vital um subject. It truly is. Oh, hey Sandeep,
Hi, Sandy. Good to see you
my
again.
gorgeous one. Yes, so you might think, why are we wanting to cover this? Well, the first thing is I should say is that all of these topics have been given to us by the viewers. And this was the second topic we were given to cover. So that's the first reason we're doing it, to be honest. Second thing is because our life expands when we're living in a high vibrational frequency. That's the biggest. If you can take anything home from that tonight or today, depending on your time zone, that is what that's the big take home. When your vibration increases, it affects your reality, your life begins to flow in all different areas: relationships, health, career, finances. In fact, Wayne Dyer, in his book Intention, says the higher your energy, the more capable you are of nullifying and converting lower energies which weaken you. So, which I think is quite important. And there are lots of different ways of increasing our vibration. It wouldn't be me without saying meditation.
Meditation,
Considering,
yeah.
yeah,
Always
meditation.
meditation.
Any of you who meditate, and like if you come to like Ray's groups or my groups, um, the buzz we get from meditation is huge, and that can carry on. So meditation's a good one, but then the thing is, isn't it? It's how do you keep that vibration when you finish meditating? How do you keep that through the rest of your week? Say you go to a weekly meditation group. So what I tried to do was list everything I try and do. But I'm actually going to be totally honest with you that Ray and I were just talking before we started, and I was actually saying how drained I am. And I went to this well-being day today, and it's really affected me. And what's come out is that I haven't been doing enough protection. All the things I'm going to talk to you about now are the things I know and should do, but haven't been doing. So don't be like me. In fact, do as I say, not as I do, to be honest, because I have got to get back to it. So, gratitude. That is something I do every night. I do
Yeah, I
pray
do.
and I thank. source for everything that's happened in the day, and I'll list key things. Even silly things like, oh, when I was, some of you might get it where you check when you're talking to people and you think your inner self's going, oh my God, you're coming across as a right idiot. And you're scanning their faces thinking, oh my God, do they think I'm stupid as well? And you have this imposter syndrome. So sometimes in my prayers I'm like, thank you so much, source, for making me not look like an idiot, because I really felt like, all right, am I allowed to say the word tit? Well, I've said it now. And yeah, nature walks, going out in nature, even just planting plants on your patio or on your windowsill. Healthy diet. I'm a classic for not doing that.
Yes, am I.
um
Well,
I was
ish.
told to, I do have a fruit smoothie every morning that I make, and it's what I was told once was eat the colours of the rainbow.
Mm.
And I think if by the end of the day, and they're not talking about Doritos, which are orange, or Smarties or whatever, they're not talking about eating a pack of Smarties. They're talking about in fruit and veg. That's let's eat the colours of the rainbow, or Skittles, which was the advertising thing is something to do with
It is,
uh
yeah, the colours of the rainbow.
yeah, but we're not talking about Skittles, we're talking about fruit and veg. Mm. Hydration, yoga, and qigong. Now, if you come to any of my groups or circles or my online meditation group, you'll know that I'm passionate about qigong. I only know a little bit of it, thanks to my friend Clara Chiapolo. If you're watching, Clara is amazing at qigong, and I do just a sequence every morning, and it takes, I don't know, 3 minutes, and that is it. But that is enough to enable me to land with myself. And when it's not raining or too cold, if I've done readings in the cabin, I go out onto the deck and I do that in between clients. Um, Positive thinking. So, for example, it might be when you go, okay, I'll give you one. I was had to bring some milk for a friend who's not very well, and I went to Tesco and I went to Co-op, and they've all run out of organic milk. And the negative would be, oh no, I've got to just go and get own brand, making sure it's not Arla. But then the positive is, well, at least all people are now knowing the reasons about like Bovea and things, why we should be drinking organic milk. So looking at it as a positive that the word is getting out, people are beginning to know. So there's always two ways of looking at
Mm.
things. Also about the joy of giving and acts of kindness. That's always a lovely one, isn't it? Just trying to give you an example. Like when your parking tickets almost run out, but you've got like 20 minutes left and you
Yeah,
might be able to pass it on to the next person. That kind of thing. Or when you're in public toilets and you warn them, no, that toilet's blocked, don't use that one.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
there's
little
no
act of
toilet
kindness.
roll in there.
Exactly. We're not talking massive things, we're just talking just like real little things.
Yeah, I don't think men tend to have that in the toilets, but women,
No,
we have
we
that.
don't. There's a sisterhood of women in the toilets, isn't there? The sisterhood of the toilet. And yeah, you've got to promote the sisterhood of the toilet. Um, and then affirmations. So what I tried to do, I tuned in before today and to try and get some affirmations through. So I'm a strong and confident woman. I have everything I need to succeed. I'm full of energy and ready to tackle the day. I'm perfect just the way I am, and I take care of both my mind and my body. And those kind of sum up everything we've just been talking about. And that's what I got through for being my affirmations. There's other things like expressing yourself, like being creative, wearing bright colours, journaling, dressing colourfully, but also dressing comfortably.
Mm.
I met up with somebody between Christmas and New Year, and they were berating me for the fact that I don't wear jeans. And why would I wear jeans? I wear elasticated waist, thank you very much. And I dress for comfort, colour and comfort. Why would I want to wear tight jeans and things like I'm not built that way. I'm not a jeans built kind of
Yeah,
person.
I'm
But
not.
this
I'm not a jeans person. I'll wear them if I had to. Like if it's really, really cold out, and
exactly.
then I might just wear a pair of jeans. But I just find them so uncomfortable.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter whether we do or don't, but it's the fact that we're wearing what's comfortable to us. We don't care what other people think. We don't care how we look. If we look great to us, then that's enough, and that's what we need to do what's right for us, not what other people are telling us. But if you go to my groups, you'll know I'm also being a hypocrite, because I've had a few issues with that recently, where somebody was saying how haggard I looked. So, and that's the same person who mentioned about jeans. So I've gone out and booked a facial, and I'm going to get my hair restyled. So I'm saying it, do as I say, not as I do, because I've had a real thing with that this week. I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
Um,
But then sometimes we need that reminder to actually take care of ourselves.
we do.
Because
Actually, yeah,
when we're so busy being of service and helping other people, we forget about, our, eating, that healthy, because you're busy working with that
you're
person.
so right.
We forget about getting our hair done because, we've been so busy we've just not had the time to go to the hairdressers, etc. We're putting on the comfortable clothes because, the work we're doing,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
that. So, sometimes it's a reminder that we're not taking care of ourselves, and that we need to actually do something for ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, I love it when we get together. I just love it. Other things I got through, things like detoxification. Now, I will tell you about this one. This is something I do regularly. So I make my own detox bath. It's got Himalayan bath salts in it. I've just got an old jam jar, one of those like Kilner type jars. Himalayan bath salts, Epsom salts, and because I get dry skin, colloidal oatmeal, which is just powdered oatmeal. So the salts are really good at getting in on a cellular level and drawing out physical toxins, and then the oatmeal helps replenish your skin, and you do feel a lot emotionally lighter after one of those baths. And it works in the shower as well. You can still do it as a salt scrub as well. It has the same effect, but if you have a bath, it's really lovely to soak in, and you can feel literally your stresses and strains just being drawn out. And that is and if I've had a challenging week, um oh, you're welcome, Amanda. And to be honest, every Monday I have one of these to start my week of readings and groups. And the other thing is self-care in the form of things like either having a spiritual reading every now and again, and daily pulling a card for yourself, an oracle card. Things like that really help, because the idea is that we know then there are people in spirit. There's our guides, there's angels, people who've passed over there waiting to help us, and that's just a really nice easy way to connect. And then we've got our spiritual team, our wing women and men, and that's just beautiful. A big one is also forgiveness. Forgive
Oh, that's
yourself.
a big, big one.
It's massive, isn't it?
That is a really, really, really big one.
Oh yeah, Amanda, you're right. Music therapy. Music comes up. I've got about sound healing and healing frequency, but you're right. And listening to your perfect song, or something like that on the radio. And there's some new radio stations in the UK that just do like mellow music and smooth music and that kind of thing. And the biggest one is about finding your tribe. It's getting that community connection. So whether that's in person, if you can do that, find circles, but also something like this. This is
Mm,
what Ray and I are trying to do. We're trying to create an online community where people tune in, and then bring up topics that they want discussed, and if they've got questions, and also give us ideas and feedback, so we can get like these discussions going. That's something we're really trying to do. um, so yeah, so community connection, and the other thing is sleep.
yeah,
Having enough sleep, and if you can't do it at the night, like little power naps during the day, anything. If you feel like you need a nap, I remember when my kids were small, I used to go into the car and just have a little bit of a nap in a car park because I got so tired. And if you've got to do it, you've got to do it. Sometimes it's about survival.
yeah, yeah. Totally. I mean, I'm not getting a lot of sleep at the moment. Mind you, I haven't had a lot of night sleep for a long time. So, sometimes during the day I will sort of like have 5, 10 minutes just to
Yeah.
Get myself back on, because sometimes you can be so tired that you can't even meditate.
Yeah.
That's happened, that's happened to me a few times. You're just so tired that you just can't meditate because your brain, it won't switch off. It won't allow you to sleep, but it won't allow you to function either. So you just can't meditate. So then you're losing that meditative thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And that so and Amanda does agree that meditation is the key with mindfulness.
Yeah.
and and,
Absolutely.
and Sandeep says, I think we all lapse into not doing what no we should do, Sally. So good reminder into what's good for us. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, lovely.
Absolutely. And of course, with that as well, you've also, you can call on the archangels um to come in. I mean, you can call on any angel that you want, but the particular ones that I think are really good are Archangel Michael. Everyone knows Archangel Michael, the most easiest one to know, because he is known as the protector and a powerful figure in clearing negative energy. Um, you know, he helps to release fear, anxiety, and low vibrations while providing strength and clarity of the mind. And you can call on Archangel Michael anytime you want. And there are so many different ways of working with him. You know, you can call on his cloak, his blue, his blue cloak of protection. If you want to protect yourself from negative energy, you're going into a negative situation, you can call on Archangel Michael for cutting cords to release those fears, those negative issues that may be holding you back. Because remember, every time you have an interaction with somebody, an energetic cord. So even if you're in a supermarket and you interact in some way with the person in that supermarket, you're picking up on their energy, you're connecting with an energy cord. So, you know, sometimes when you feel you're negative, it's not yours, it's other people. So you might as more have walked into the shop. You were talking earlier about where you were going around a warehouse today, and you felt really okay because of other people's energy. And the chances that, a lot of the calls with people we bump into, they don't really set, they snap, etc. But it is worth every day, every night before you go to bed, it's just see, feel, imagine, or knowing Archangel Michael there, cutting around the cords of the day that no longer serve you, above you, below you, to your right, to your left, in front, behind, and from all directions. And just see he's shining silver sword, blue sword, just cut through all of them, and then they're being cauterized. And that will help again clear the negative energy that you might have picked up during the day without realizing that you've actually picked up the energy. And another thing you can do, which I like, so years ago when I first started all this, and when we are going back a long time, I think one of the things was because I was working in an environment where the office was so toxic. I mean, the management just literally were vile, but they paid enough money that you wouldn't leave because you were getting paid just that little bit. But they were really, and at that time it was like, put a mirror around you, reflect that negativity back. No. Um, you don't want to be reflecting back that negativity. You want to transmute that negativity. So what I suggest to people now is see, feel, imagine, or know. And I do this literally. My trigger is my door handle on my front door. It's literally, as soon as my hand goes on that door, I see, feel, imagine, or know 100% pure crystal shell surrounding me for the next 48 hours, which transmutes all negativity into positivity. So if I'm going along and someone's got say, like, I walk past a couple of people arguing, rather than me taking on the energy, that comes into the crystal shell, but it goes back to them as positive energy rather than reflecting that negative energy back to them. So, so you can shield yourself from negative energy coming into you, but you can also, if you want, be a participant and actually send positive energy back to that person that's got the negative energy, which I think is, absolutely amazing and a brilliant thing that you can do to protect your energy. And you notice I said 48 hours. That's a little caveat in case you forget to do when you walk out the front door the next day.
That's really good. Yeah, that's the thing. And things like this I was taught right at the beginning many years ago. Um, but it's remembering to do them. And so I love what you said about putting it once your hands on the door handle. That's really good. For me, it'll be when I lock the front door.
Yeah,
That's when I know, because I always do. I don't know for anyone else, but I was looking. I was do that thing, make sure the door is locked. So when I do that, I'm making sure the door's locked, and then I can be making sure I'm protected. The only one that I can think of that's um if you've got somebody who's really negative in your life, this is what I was also told, and it's really effective. So but these people who I call them dementors, they sort of suck the joy out of your life. And these people, if you meet them for coffee, it's all about them. And at the end
yeah,
of it, you're just a shriveled up shell of a person. So for those, or people who are really toxic or narcissists, that kind of thing. And my mentor Shirley, she taught me this one. You imagine a tin can and you put the person in a tin can the other side of a river, and it absolutely blocks them. And also it works if you're being psychically attacked, because they will feel that block. They cannot get through it, and they will not be able to get into your psyche. There's no way through. So if you ever get it when there's real, that dementor energy, it's weird. The ones I'd written down are quite similar to yours, but you've gone that stage further. When you touch the door handle, when you go to bed with Archangel Michael, you've gone that extra stage, which is I'm gonna yeah,
yeah,
this
yeah,
has been really good for me. I'm gonna take these on board.
yeah. And
Um,
of course, the other archangel that is very good with this is actually Archangel Metatron.
really,
Yes, he's often associated with spiritual focus and actually cleansing your energetic field. Um, if you think about Metatron's cube, and obviously I can't do a picture of Metatron's cube, but
yeah.
you can actually Google it. And he can actually assist with clearing any energetic clutter and raising your vibration to a higher state. So, it may be that clutter that you're not aware of, that you've picked up that that
Mm,
baggage.
mm,
You can literally call on Archangel Metatron to actually clear that away. You can literally see him, putting in a removal van and driving off with it. If you want to use that, and just see him taking things from you. That's the
it's brilliant.
that's a good way. And of course, you can also utilize Metatron's cube. You can visualize yourself literally standing within Metatron's cube and feeling that energy. And another thing I love is actually, if you've got a picture of Metatron's cube, you can actually use that to cleanse things like cards. Um, Picture. So if you've got a picture of somebody or yourself, you can put that on Metatron's cube and set the intention, and with Archangel Metatron and Metatron's cube, to actually clear the negative energy.
That's brilliant. So the picture has the same energy as if you actually had the cube.
Yeah, yeah. When you set that intention for it, that I'm
Course.
going to use this picture for cleansing and clearing negative energy. You use that, and the beauty with that is as well, if you feel that at any point it's like with crystals, when they can take on so much energy, you can recycle it and create a new one. So, you know, it's a win in all those. And again, you know, Archangel Metatron is really good for the chakras as well. You can have him go through all your chakras um as well. So you're not having to remember, oh, okay, my base root is for this is for that colour, this colour. You just are calling Archangel Metatron to go through your chakras and cleanse them. And you just use, again, you use your imagination, or again, you can use a picture of Metatron's cube and place that against your body. So Amanda says, thank you for that. I'll use it with my psychiatrist.
I think the tin can one's quite a good one for psychiatrists as well. Because
Yeah.
then it's really putting your energy away from him or her. Um, I'm just fidgeting with this and thinking that actually I've got this, which is a hagstone, stones
Ah,
that you find on beaches, and it's got a natural hole in it. And I've set that with the intention of repelling negative energy. So I have that, and I wear it all the time. It's called hypersthene, and it's a crystal that also gets rid of negative energy. But interestingly, it hasn't been working, as I found out, because I've been feeling so drained, and it's because I haven't charged it. So today at the Wellbeing Day, Victoria, who has such a beautiful day, crystal shop in Westbourne, she let me use one of her selenite plates to charge it just while I was there. And it's just those basics that, we just got to remember to do those basics.
exactly.
Um,
And so that's so used about Metatron and the chakras. Oh yeah.
yeah,
um, totally. You know,
yeah.
and you can also create protection bags. I mean, in my Angel Wings membership in February, our masterclass, I'm actually going to be talking them through, and we're going to actually make a protection bag using various crystals, herbs, sigils, etc. So again, you can make up protection bags to actually protect your energy. I have one in my car. I mean, I've had the one in my car for 20 or well, this is my second car now. You know, I've had it for about 20 years and it's still working.
And that's why she's going to pass her MOT.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. For anyone watching, my car's due for its MOT, so we're fingers crossed that she's gonna pass.
I'm trying to think of anything we've missed. The only other thing is obviously saging or using incense. It's really
Mm,
good for cleansing negative energies, and also gridding your house. So before every group or anything, what I do, I imagine um I draw a line from the corner of my property boundary to with the neighbour there, to the one at the back, to at the back, and then so we're in the middle of a square, and then I imagine a point at the top, and then I join each of the corners with light, and then we're in the middle of a square base pyramid, and then I ask the angels to fill it with love and light and for our greatest good, and then we're completely protected, and that grid gets redone. I know 5 or 6 times a day. Every time I have a client, every time I do a group. Before I did this tonight, I've done
mm,
it. And then I say a prayer. I call it the prayer, and it's about putting it out there that ask Archangel Michael to emit those of love and light of the greatest good through, enabling us to connect with Mother Gaia and to connect with the energy of the cosmos and the angels and the high vibrational beings. And then it's constantly done. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
And another thing, and again, this is going back to when I was working years ago. And funny enough, this was in another place where there was some negative energy. Somebody had come in and they were really disrupting. So I went in early one morning and I took 4 clear quartz crystals that I'd cleansed and charged. And literally, I pulled furniture back and I put one in each of the corner. And then I, with my imagination and intention, set one in the middle of the room, because obviously I couldn't really put a crystal there, and actually connected them to bring a cleansing energy into the office. And it worked. I mean, that person, was a lot calmer. They weren't so negative towards everybody. People just seemed happier in there. Oh, and another thing I love doing on public transport is I see, feel, imagine, or know a whirlwind, literally starting in the middle of the carriage or the bus. And literally, I just, and with intention, I allow it to go around the whole bus or the train, and just keep going until it peters out and it takes energy. And it's really amazing when you watch, because you'll see sort of like people that might be like that, suddenly sitting up a little bit straighter. So try it on public transport. But it's also good
You
if you
create a
see,
vortex. It's a
yeah,
vortex.
yeah, and it literally just keeps, it goes until it collapses into itself, because it sucked all the all the negative energy out. So if there's somewhere where, like an office, where you can't really go and put crystals down or sage or anything, call in a whirlwind vortex, suck
Wow,
energy out.
that's brilliant.
I know there's so many things.
Yeah, yeah. I love that vortex one. I'm going to so use that one.
Yeah. So
Love it.
anyone watching, is there anything that Sally or I haven't mentioned that you would use, or that
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
please put it in the
used?
chat.
Because it's always nice to finding about new things
Mm.
that can do that. So did you want to touch on a little bit about the psychiatry thing now, and then we go in
Yes,
depth in another show?
yes.
We
I
just
just
touch on it
wanna
for now.
I wanna scroll through and make sure I'm talking about lack of acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but it touches on my pet subject of the patriarchy. So in my experience, things like psychiatry, some doctors, not all doctors, because some are beautiful, gorgeous people, um, it's the fact that it's that thing that, oh, it's come from a book, it's come from a place of learning, I must be right, you must be wrong, you use your intuition, you're aware of energies, you're aware of angels, therefore, and you use your connect to emotions, I'm up here, you're down here. And it is even when it's a female psychiatrist, if they're coming from a place of learning and books. So if you think about it, so it goes back to witchcraft, to be honest. In the past, the people who did the magic, the necromancy, and the dark magic were the men, because they could read and that it was written down. Women, their witchcraft was working with herbs, working with the moon, working with the earth, working with cycles, healing, animals, children, childbirth. And it was the men that did the bookish stuff, and then they had the dominance and the power over the women, because they were the ones that had the learning, they were the ones that were taught this stuff, and it's replicating itself in the world of psychiatry, I feel, and with certain doctors, that they are really closed off. I've had examples, I've had people come to me who've had Kundalini awakenings, and they've actually ended up being on I'm not sure, like tablets and that kind of
Mm.
thing, and sometimes even being admitted into psychiatric homes, because hospitals, because they've had a Kundalini awakening and the psychiatrists don't know what it is. So it is similar in a way to sort of witchcraft. Like nowadays, when people are going through all of this stuff, and there's this big gap between the book knowledge and actual life and people and their experiences. I think all the things we've been talking about today about protection and like the vortex, the tin can, you use those as much as you can. And also, I, sh- I I'm not supposed to give medical advice, but be quite judicious in what you talk about. So if when you're talking to a psychiatrist, if you're having visions, I would saying, oh, I just instead of saying I've had a vision from Archangel Metatron, or just say, I have a vision, and don't go into who's giving you the vision, and just saying the facts. Um, because there is that thing where we're looked down upon because we can do these things, because people are psychic, because they can read energies. So if you just talk about the facts, right, because it's almost like we're incriminated by talking about this stuff. It's people think we're crazy, and we're incriminating ourselves. So being judicious with with what we say, and just working within those parameters, to be honest, and to really protect yourself when you go into these places, and block off their energy where you can. But there are some psychiatrists and some doctors, like I had a counselor who really understood about spirituality. Everything she was saying, even though she didn't use the word spirituality and she didn't use the word goddess energy or anything like that, I could tell she knew. And if we'd been friends and she hadn't been my counselor, I'm sure we would have talked about spiritual topics. But it's just being careful how much you tell them. You tell them what you're supposed to tell them, but don't talk about the angels or the goddesses or the that kind of thing. What would you say, Ray? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, wording is so, so important, you know. I
Mm,
mean, I do angelic Reiki, and places like hospices or, you know, church or church halls, etc. I mean, church halls are not so bad, but real ones, I have to call it Reiki, because as soon as I bring in the word angel, they automatically, it's like, oh, well, it must be death and this and that, whereas like angels are everywhere. But I was actually chatting to someone earlier, and they actually typed into chat GPT, which I think is absolutely amazing. And we shouldn't be afraid of using it, because the more we put in all the positive spiritual stuff, the more it's going to thing. And it actually showed that Facebook, they typed in what words are triggers for Facebook, and a lot of the spirituality words came up. So it is kind of like just rephrasing how you say things, and as you said, sticking to the basics rather than, which sometimes can be really, really difficult. And obviously, I'm not a medical expert, and whatever. But sometimes when you're in that anxiety state, you just want to talk, and um, everything comes out, and and that's where some psychiatry, wouldn't, as you said, not all, but some may pick up just on certain things, because that's what they've been told, that you need to pick up on those things
yeah.
um, for it. So yeah, it's all words are um, uh, you know words are spells. We call spelling
Yes.
whatever the words you use, can cause triggers in people, can cause issues. So, you really do need to try and stay to basic facts and the words that you actually use for things. I think it's so so important. You should always go for help if you think you need help, but you
Absolutely.
should be discerning about how much you share with do you feel comfortable in enough with them. But again, it is your own discernment when you go in, because we can never um we can always want the best for somebody else, but we can never influence whatever they say or do. That is down to that individual person. And Amanda says it's an epidemic of medicating spirituality, um, crisis of conquer and defeat, and antipsychotic restraints. Um, I've not dealt with any of that, so I can't really comment there. Oh, you're welcome, Amanda.
Yeah.
I said, this is probably a topic that could go much, much deeper, but we don't really have time in this show. Oh, and another thing I remember about protection energy, what I've got on my computer, and I've got it on my router, shungite.
Shungite, yeah.
Yeah, for the EMF, energy waves that come down. So now that we've kind of like explored this topic, Sally, do you want to tune into the energies of the month to see what
Yes.
guidance we're being offered, and then I'll pull a card afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be great. So, the energy that I've been getting this past week, I apologize to those of you who are watching this from my groups because you've heard this all already. It's about embodying your own magic. Now, we started off the year, yeah, we can do this. 2025 is going to be greater than 2024, and we're going to hit the ground running, and everything's going to be fantastic. And then this week happened, and the energy was for some of us, was a little bit discombobulating. That is where embodying our magic comes in, knowing that, yes, that is what our this year is going to be like, but we've actually got to really believe it in our souls. And the way to do that is to be being a bit easier on ourselves, being more supportive of ourselves, using the energetic hygiene we've been talking about today, which I'm guilty of not using. And self-care is a big one, and it's not in this month, it's not in terms of like, normally I'd say things like, oh, buy your favorite chocolate. Self-care is as basic as making sure, like doing what Ray says, when you leave the house, putting yourself in a crystalline shell that will last for 48 hours so that none of that stuff can reach us. That is our self-care for this month, and it should be for always, really. And then the other thing which has been coming through, and also Victoria today gave me a mini crystal card reading, and it's about allowing yourself to speak your truth, which is weird because that's what we've been doing a lot of today, particularly when we started talking about the psychiatric stuff. Yeah, allowing yourself to do that, because maybe speaking your truth is going to help somebody who's listening, and also by not allowing yourself to be containerized. Men quite often are quite good at pigeonholing women, and we're quite good at making ourselves smaller, diminishing ourselves to be more socially acceptable. Sometimes, um, part of our self-care is allowing ourselves to be ourselves. And if we want to wear stretchy trousers and baggy clothes, we can do that, because we are us, and we're amazing, and we can be the people we want to be. So I think, if I was summing up that statement about we can do it because we can, that is what I'd like you to take forward for this month, really. If you don't remember anything else about what I've just said, that in a nutshell encapsulates
Yeah.
the energies.
And the card that came out whilst we were doing that was a brilliant idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. Ties in exactly with the
Yay!
Sally's energy of the week, as these things always, as they always do. So what the angels are saying, to you, this week is whatever ideas you have, they are being divinely guided. So start taking action on them. You don't have to go full speed ahead. One step at a time is the action you need to take. We're still in the middle of winter. Yes, it's 2025, but technically spring, the new year doesn't start till March, when the astrology it's only the Gregorian calendar. So we are technically still in the middle of winter. We're still in that hibernation stage, where
Yeah.
we can take the time to do one step at a time, ready for when March is here, that we can actually move forward, as Archangel Uriel is on the unicorn. Once you get to March or whatever, shoo, you know things will be moving along for you. Absolutely amazingly. So that's the energy and the card of the month. So have you got anything else you want to share to say, Sally?
I just want to thank those watching and those that are watching on catch up or recording it or whatever. I just want to say we're really grateful for your support. This is a new venture for us, and we're just so grateful to you guys for tuning in and for commenting and contributing. It really does mean a lot to us. You know, it really does. We're really trying to build this online community, and you guys are really helping. We've kind of done the what's it called, like the foundations, but you guys are
Mm.
the bricks, and we're just so grateful to you. So thank you. We appreciate you.
We do indeed, and thank you, Amanda and Sandeep, for being
Yeah,
brave enough to actually, comment.
yeah,
For us and and help us to formalize what we're going to say and how we're going to say it because you know this is kind of like your show as well.
yeah,
um and I hope we hope that you found something meaningful to take away from this episode. And as I said, remember, this is your community and we'd love to hear from you. So again, if you're watching this on catch up replay, don't forget to share your thoughts, like this video, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next chat or anything else we post. And remember, every time you like, share, comment on any of our information, that helps it get out there. It's part of that ripple effect of getting to people that might not have this community, but they need to hear what we've
yeah.
said, what you've said in the comments will be something which will help you. And Sandeep says 25th March used to be New Year in the UK Western world, which makes sense. Yep, until the Gregorian calendar came into place, um, and then it all changed. So
How we
think
got April Fools, wasn't it?
exactly that
We
came in
continue to
because
celebrate the new year at the end of March. That's how we got April Fools.
yeah, yeah. So
Mental.
fascinating when you start looking back at all the history,
Yeah.
um, and everything. So again, thank you everyone so much for joining Sally and I. It's been a pleasure, and it's been a pleasure as always, Sally, working together on here.
Lovely. Yeah, and if you want to connect with us personally, find our details in the description below and this little banner thing that's going across that's got our website on. And we'd love to meet you and we'd love to connect with you if you want to. And we're here to just support you on your journey however we can. So until the next time, take care, stay curious, and keep sipping that spirituality.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye, lovelies.